Welcome back to the shop. Giving myself a power carving challenge today. If you saw the modern bench or the long low bench, I think that's what I called it, I used this power carving wheel from Saburrtooth. Worked really good. So they saw that I was using their tool and sent me a few new ones. So I'm giving myself a bit of a challenge to see if I can make a vessel, kind of like a bowl, obviously, but I'm going to power carve it. I've got some Jatoba here. So we'll go ahead. It's like 1 o'clock right now on a Wednesday, and see if I can finish this off and even apply finish before 5 o'clock. I'll want to square up the edges to get started. So I'm going to cut this board roughly in half first. Right around 14.5 looks good. The idea for this bowl is to take two pieces and I'll carve them kind of like a football maybe. Well, it's a pretty terrible drawing. First time using this kind of pencil here. Anyway, I thought you might be able to see it because of the yellow, not lead, but I think this is crayon or something. Anyway, I'm going to carve this out on both sides and then put them together with this divider so you can split the bowl up, like let's say plain and peanut M&M, something like that. So now what I want to do, this is really a horrible thing to try to draw with, but this is the depth. I don't want to go any further than that. And I'll probably, holy cow, probably go do something like this. And I'm thinking they don't have to match up. In fact, it might be kind of neat if this one kind of was here and then this one was up here. So that's the idea with this project. We're just having fun. Nothing has to actually work. What I do want to do though is run these through the saw so I have a nice straight edge so I can join these pieces back together and get a nice seam. I think what I'm going to do is go for kind of a yin-yang thing. So it's almost like a teardrop. Maybe, I don't even know what I'm trying to explain, but okay, so then I would carve this out and this would go in the middle and be the separator. And now we just need to find the depth. So something like this. I'll be going through the grits, so starting with the most coarse, then working my way down. So I'll work on this piece with the coarse, switch it out, use the coarse again for this piece, and then just keep going. That way I only have to switch the wheel once. Definitely going to wear a mask and some eye protection and get to work. Okay, I think that's about enough. I don't need to go as low as that line. I'll go ahead and unclamp this, throw the other one in there, and basically do the same thing. All right, and that looks pretty good. And I think I can jump right from the orange to the red because that's pretty smooth, and this should get it the rest of the way. Just to give you an idea, I've got about maybe 5 to 7 minutes on each with the orange wheel. And now I'll go and smooth it out a little more. You can really feel it smoothing out, a lot more control. It's not pulling as much, although this didn't really make the grinder want to jump. It was very easy to control, but obviously I'm removing less material, so it's even easier. Take a look and see if this is even going to look like something. So it's going to be something like this. That's actually pretty cool, I think. Not to be an art snob, but that reminds me a little bit of Brancusi. I am an art snob. Not really. But I definitely like looking at sculpture to give me some inspiration for making furniture. That's looking pretty good, and now I'm going to go right to the white, which is extra fine, and with the holes it's even a little bit more extra fine, or it removes less material. The nice thing about the holes is you can see what you're doing because you can see through the holes when the disc is spinning. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and change this out. Get this right down here, see if you can see what I'm seeing. So that's really nice. You can see through, and a lot of control with this because you're not removing that much material, but it's doing enough of a job that I'm working my way down. Probably another minute with this and I'll be ready to go finish this one off. Of course, it started raining, but I can go ahead and finish the rest inside. Okay, I think that looks pretty cool. In retrospect, I probably should have carved this board this way. You see how the grain is kind of moving that way to the left here? Well, if I had carved the board this way, the grain would have moved to the right, and that might have been better symmetry, but can't do anything about it now. Still think that looks pretty cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue these three boards together. I like to use a wet paintbrush to get the glue out of these tight spots here. You don't want to use too much water, but you definitely want to get all the glue out. Okay, so much for getting this done in one day. I clamped it up probably right around 3 o'clock, so I think I could have gotten it done by 5 o'clock, but I needed to let the glue set up, and then I started working on something else, and the day just got away from me. So here it is the next day, all clamped up, and I'm going to go ahead and run this through the thickness planer. I'll clean up the glue first and just smooth it out, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do to the edge. Okay, I think that cleaned up pretty nice. Now I'm going to taper the angle. So this isn't just a straight cut. I've set the blade at 7 degrees. And I'll make the cross cuts first, and then I'll make the rips. So to make this cut, I'll have to flip it over. See where I'm at here. Looks pretty good. That's a little scary. After making the tapered cuts, I gave this a good sanding. Not exactly sure what to call it, but I do think it looks pretty cool. I like it. And it didn't take too long to make, a little longer than I first anticipated, but something you could definitely make in a weekend. And something that I think is going to look really cool in my house. At the end of the video, I'll show you what this looks like on a piece of furniture. But now for the fun part, applying the finish. I'll apply the finish to the bottom first, then I can rest it on these nailers and finish the top. Okay, well here it is with one coat of finish. I will be applying at least 3 or 4 more coats. But definitely a fun project. If you're thinking about getting into power carving, something like this that doesn't really serve a function other than being a dish or a bowl, it's a good way to get started because it just gives you the freedom to play around, and that's what it takes sometimes to get used to a new tool. I hope you enjoyed this video. Big thanks to Saburrtooth for sending me the grinding wheels, and I'll have links to them down in the description below. And if you'd like to build the furniture for your home, I hope that you'll check out my website. I have a ton of furniture project plans on my website, and they all have free video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. If you love woodworking and want to build the furniture for your home, please visit my website at johnpeters.com and check out the large variety of woodworking plans available. From beginner to advanced woodworking projects, I'm sure you'll find something that will match your woodworking skills and your taste in furniture. All of my projects have step-by-step video tutorials right here on YouTube that are designed to help guide you through the project and will inspire you to spend more time in the shop. So I hope that you'll visit my website at johnpeters.com and let me help you with your next woodworking project.